Hello, all the Kingsmen. Welcome to another Friday assessment. Yes. I'm excited because you know why? Because you pressed once again. You pressed and say, you know what? There is something that's great on the inside of me that's got to come forward. There's something great on the inside of me that the world needs, and they are going to get it because I have to be the best me. Yes. Look. Stop looking at everybody else and compete with the best you. I know you heard that before. Compete with the best you. Don't compete with nobody else. That's why the Friday assessment is so important. That's why it's so important, because there is greatness on the inside of you. There is greatness on the inside of you. The Friday assessment is so important that we reflect. Remember, we're looking at the areas that we're having success in and the areas that we're not experiencing success in. And we want to say, why am I not experiencing success? I need to duplicate what I'm doing over here. Why am I? What is going on? And today I want to talk about walking in wisdom. Often we see we see wisdom operating over here, the area we have success, and then we don't even see ignorance, because ignorance meaning that you don't know no better, and then stupidity means that you know better but you just don't do better. So look, wisdom says, why not replicate what you're doing over there? But stupidity said, don't worry about doing it. Everybody else doing it this way, so you need to do it this way because this is what you know. But wisdom said, seek out some counsel. Look. Psalm 1 tells you to seek out godly counsel. Godly counsel to go in the right way. I know I'm not saying it correctly, but it tells you to seek out godly counsel over there. And then over there in Proverbs, it tells us to seek wisdom. Why? It says seek her and put her around your neck. That means that we need the wisdom to be able to lead us and guide us to be able to make what? Look, I don't like to say right decisions. I'm learning every day to not say right decisions. Why? Because I need you to make wise decisions. Why would I say wise decisions? Because the decision you make may not make sense to everybody else. It may not even make sense to you, but it is the wise thing to do. Why? Because you always have to be forward looking. That's why the Friday assessment is so important, because what you're doing today is setting you up for future success. That's what wisdom does. That's why wisdom is so important, to understand what's going on, understand what's happening today, and understand what needs to happen, understand what you're doing today, and understand what you need to do to affect tomorrow. That's why it's so important, Remember last time we gathered, we talked about dead weight. It takes wisdom to drop some things that really mean something to you. Or I say mean, but something that has a perception of meaning something to you. You know why? It takes wisdom to drop those things? Because they're dead weight. But a lot of times we can't see because we're blinded by the things that are so close to us that we think is bringing us value, when what it's doing is actually stealing from us. So we might say, you know what? I need to make this decision for my future. But you know what? The right decision may be able to say, keep this person close to me because they're my relative, because they're this or that. But the wise decision says, you know what? Your future is going to be greater if you drop that dead weight. Your decision is going to be, your future is going to be great if you make the decision to cut this person off. You know why it has to be wise? Because you cannot see the enemy moving in his deceptive ways. Remember, Ephesians 6, it says the enemy has tricks. The wiles, they're nothing but tricks. So what we have to do as men, we have to operate as wise men. Don't worry about being right, because when you make that wise decision, it's not going to be popular. But then when you look back 1 year, 2 year, 3 or however long it take for that thing to come to fruition, you're going to have people like, man, you made the right decision. Because at that moment, it was not a popular decision. It looked like it was wrong. But you can look down the road and say, look back and say, that was a wise decision that I made, because the right decision at that time seemed like you need to do this, but it was short-sighted success. It's only short-sighted success. You know, that's why it's hard for us to go into what we call investing, because it's not an overnight success. I'm telling you something because it's something that I have to tell myself. Say, look, you need to do this today. You need to invest today. Rather it's in the market or rather it's in your future. Realize that it's setting you up for future. Realize what you're doing today you won't be able to do in 20 years or 30 years. You need to set yourself up to where there is no need, there is no demand to do that, because you set yourself up 30 years ago. Do the necessary things that you need to do. Allow wisdom to guide you. Use the Proverbs. God would have never told us to seek out wisdom. And I'm not talking about seek the wisdom of God that you may be led to the right men of wisdom. Because God is going to give them men the wisdom that you need. And they're going to speak from their experiences. And then you allow God to lead you and guide you and watch the success that you'll have versus making a right decision. Yes, yes, yes. The right decision to man may be like, go ahead and make that $100,000. But what are you sacrificing? If you wait 10 years, if you wait 5 years, you could 10 times that. What that meant that you just doubled it. You have 100,000 a day or 1 million in 5 years. Which one do you want? And yes, there's an urgent need. To man, the right decision is take that money today. But the wise decision said defer it. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. That's what wisdom does. Fall up on your wisdom. Look, lean up on your wisdom. If you don't have wisdom, the word, I believe is James 1:5 said, if any of you lack wisdom, ask. And God said, I'll give it to you. Seek wisdom, men of God. Seek wisdom. It's so important. Look, one of the blessed things I've ever heard somebody tell me, say, you got an old soul. Yes, I'm blessed because of that. Why? Because my life is blessed. Remember, you got 2 ears and 1 mouth. That's what wisdom will do. Say you need to listen. Listen again. Did you hear it in your right ear? Okay. Now, did you hear it in your left ear? So you listen twice. Remember, swift to hear, slow to speak. That's wisdom right there. That's a perfect example of wisdom, meaning that you don't just move because the physical want that natural response. You got to say, what's really going on? What is the real thing behind this? That's why the Friday assessment is so important. You got to take that deep look within yourself. Why? Because there is something that God is pulling inside of you, and it's something called greatness, and it has to come out. So all the king's men, seek wisdom, pursue her. Put her around, bind her around your neck, as the word says, as the Bible says. Also, all the king's men, I thank you for joining in today. I thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to stop by. I pray a blessing, speak a blessing. I pray all the success that your heart desires will come to pass, but put in the work. Put in the work. So all the king's men, I thank you. Have a blessed day, blessed weekend, and a blessed week to come. Until next time, be blessed.